No, 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 good people. Vugan, 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 Vugan. I know we are very, very late. It is 10:36 p.m. Guys, I do not know what's going on when it comes to ESCOM. ESCOM is really, really pushing it. They are playing with us. This is wrong what they're doing to us, honestly speaking. From 2 hours to 4 hours, and then you have 4 hours of lights, and then 4 hours again of being switched off. No, clearly we are having people who are running this country the wrong direction. So there is no way that we can allow this for the next 5 years. Absolutely no way. No, 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 no. Today was the worst content creation day for me. The worst, because many things that I was going to create for day 17, even though on Saturdays I go live, I wanted to drop a video because I felt like I needed to do something and or say something, particularly something that I discovered. I guess it's going to be something that I would have to talk about probably in 2023 and going forward, because yeah, ESCOM was like, not today, boy, not today. You are not going to make this video, because most of the things that I was going to do needed electricity. So I am so sorry, guys, that I am starting this vlog. Actually, the electricity has been gone since 6 p.m. Now it is 6:38. So meaning that it's been back for the past 8 minutes. And then in that 8 minutes, I had to quickly set up for this live. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Let me read. The first person that has come through is Variety Wanandi, just right on time. If you only knew, it's actually quite late. So I hope the clan members are not asleep. They are still awake. They get to see that I'm live and probably join, or maybe watch the replay. I don't know. But so far, there are three people, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you guys for staying up late. I know this was not scheduled. You did not get any schedule notification, because when I was supposed to create the notification, basically the thumbnail, what you call, I'm sorry guys, I'm getting messages here. When I was supposed to get to create the notification, lights were gone. So I thought, okay, it's going to be the usual 2 hours. No, it went on for 4 hours. So while we were back online for 4 hours, I was kind of like out. I needed to go and do something. And then when I got back, right when I opened the door, lights were gone at 6. And I'm like, okay, 8 o'clock, they will be back. And then 9 o'clock, I'm going to go live as per usual. Nah, not today. Not today. I just wonder how in Namibia we don't experience power problems. We thank God for it though. Yeah, no, but you guys, I think your population is what, 2 million? Because as your population grows, so that means the more Namibia becomes economically uh, developing, and more people are coming or being born in Namibia, then you will have issues like this. Right now, probably the government is like, okay, we can relax. They're not anticipating a growth of the population. But at some point, as long as Namibia keeps progressing economically, then more people will feel comfortable to add another child or two or three. Eventually, you would hear that the population has doubled or quadrupled. And as these kids grow, they're going to buy land or buy houses or build something where electricity is going to be needed. And that is when the grid will start feeling some pressure. And then when the grid becomes pressured, that's when they will do what we call it in South Africa, load shedding. So we'll give each other a chance to have our lights on so that we can cook, we can do this and do that. Then we switched off, give another bunch a chance to also have lights for so many hours. It's irritating. It's irritating. Now, hopefully, especially in Namibia, Botswana or the SADC region learns from us that they need to anticipate growth in the country. And then when the growth happens, these are the consequences, unfortunately. So now our government is busy trying, basically tripping over themselves. However, we've already spent tens of billions of rands building new power stations, and those tens of billions of rands, most of it was corrupted. Basically, it went into the pockets of some very crooked politicians. And currently, they are getting arrested or getting exposed. Others happens to be British people. They are getting extradited to get prosecuted here in South Africa. Now that we are in darkness, there are people that needs to be held accountable for this. Not only the thieves, but also those that are running the government. Why couldn't they have anticipated this? And now we are paying the consequences for uselessness, and yet we are paying our taxes every single month. So now it's a mess. It's a mess that is seriously getting to me for real. It's really getting to me. But at the same time, I think I see through the governing party that they want to use us to fight their internal battles, because they're trying to get rid of their president, who is the president of South Africa, by trying to get us rattled up and march on the streets and call for Ramaphosa to go. Remember, the Zuma must go down. They want us to do a Ramaphosa must go. In other words, they are trying to manipulate us into taking the streets and marching to get the president to step down. Not because they are incapable of having our power on, at least for 3 months without switching off. They have the power to do that, but it makes no sense to me that there are power stations all across the country, from Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, down to the Western Cape, that every time when we have load shedding, they'll tell you that a generator in Limpopo and a generator in KwaZulu-Natal all tripped at the same time. How? Make it make sense. Where's the math? Because it's not mathing, you know? So there's just a lot. They're trying to make fools of us. They try to explain away things that are inexplainable. In my area, now they're making excuses about, because right now they are digging the pavements to install fiber for Wi-Fi. I'm not sure if it's going to be free Wi-Fi or it's just they're going what do you call that thing again? Fiber. Either they're going fiber or it's for us. I don't know. I don't know. But they keep saying, "Oh no, it's because the municipality is digging," and we're like, "No, they're not digging where the power lines are at. You guys are making fools of us." So yeah, it's a mess. Cecilia is in the house. I'm afraid we are heading for a dead end. If we can have so much trouble in summer, winter is going to shut everything down. Good evening, everybody. That's another thing that's not making sense, because in summer we use less power versus in winter, because winter is cold, we want to keep warm, we take out our heaters and all that sort of stuff. In summer, we hardly even in the house because it's December, it's summer, it's January, March. We don't go through all those things where we have to like keep warm. It does not make sense. I'm telling you, the conspiracy theory that I have is that they're trying to rattle us so that we can fight their internal battles by getting rid of these guys. They're putting pressure on us to put pressure on him to step down. What is another explanation that is out there? Because the ones that they keep giving us, it's not mathing. It's not making sense at all. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking. Your guys is in the house. I had electricity for less than 4 hours after it was out for 4 hours. That's mean. When you were doing your live, my electricity was switched. I was watching it, then I'm thinking, okay, why is she frozen? And then I keep thinking, okay, maybe it's just my Wi-Fi is buffering. And after 30 minutes, it was still buffering, and I'm like, no, is it her or me? And then when I came to my Wi-Fi router, it's black, and I tried to turn on the lights. I was like, what? I just had 4 hour load shedding and only 3 hours. I think it was 3.5 hours of having lights, and then you are switching me off again. No, that doesn't make sense, people. No ways. Oh, I'm load shedding. I'm load shedding. Oh my. Waking up to load shedding tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm also going to be waking up to load shedding tomorrow morning, and then this thing is upsetting people. I don't want to lie, it's upsetting, and we want to keep up with our content creation because we are doing Vlogmas, and now when they're doing this to us, it absolutely makes no sense. But guys, let's not be depressed. Let's not be depressed at all. We are going to say my Wi-Fi UPS also gave up on me when I was like, if it was what do you call this? Not Armageddon, like Transformer. If this was like Transformers, like our gadgets becoming robots and fighting us back, I would accept that. I'll be like, okay, we did this. Come on, do your thing. But this is deliberately done. This has nothing to do with whatever it is they're telling us. Absolutely nothing to do with it. From 2 hours to four. What's next? 8 hours. We might as well become just another failed African state. Let's just take that cup. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. But anyways, enough of this uh, depressing stuff that is happening. And let's be positive because there are so many things that we can be grateful for as South Africans. We don't have an appetite to mess up our lives, to mess up the country. We will continue to build it, even though the people that are supposed to be in charge and making this country to progress are doing their own thing. Well, one thing I know about us South Africans is that you will not get us all down to the grave at the same time. You need us. So as a result, we will pick up ourselves, and then we will build ourselves, and we will build the country as well. That's us. That's our spirit. That is why we don't travel. That is why we don't immigrate. That is why we don't do what other we face our issues head on, and we stay. We also like to travel. We also like to go stay in some posh countries, somewhere in Europe or somewhere down under, or the United States or Canada. Yes, we would love to, but no, because we got a job to do to build our country after the horrendous period our parents and their parents went through, and their parents' went through. So now we are busy building, and we're going to sacrifice a lot of things, and that's just who we are. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's how I know us to be. But other than that, guys, how has your weekend been? Okay, I know it's Saturday today. Yesterday was a public holiday, Day of Reconciliation. If you are not a South African and you're watching from outside, we had a public holiday yesterday called a Day of Reconciliation, and it is officially also the 16th of December, South Africa's real December. This is where kids go missing, not like missing as in like in a negative way, but your 15-year-old, you send them to go buy tomatoes, and they come back in January without tomatoes, and you, as well as a parent who sent them, you had forgotten that you sent your 15-year-old to go buy. Why would you? Why would a 15? No, no, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. Let's just say you're 18-year-old, but we know what I'm talking. Let's say you're 18-year-old for the purposes of YouTube guidelines. You're 18-year-old. You send them home. I mean, send them to go buy you tomatoes and bread, probably a cabbage for coleslaw, and they return in January 5th, I think, because that's when everything starts dying down. And then they'll be like, "Hey, mom, hey, dad," and you're like, "Hey," and no questions asked, like, Where is what I sent you? By the way, where have you been? So the 16th of December, that is where South Africa goes crazy. A good crazy, where parties kickstart. People have been paid bonuses on the 15th, and people are taking holidays. You can even Google right now or check on YouTube, South Africans going on holiday on the 16th of July. You will see our roads. I'm talking about the national roads. They will be packed with cars headed east of South Africa. That is either Durban or Eastern. I mean, is it PE? Yeah, either Durban or Port Elizabeth, which is called Gqeberha today. Others as well are going to Cape Town. So if you go to our Tambo International, domestic, you will find a lot of people. Probably you might not even find a flight down to Cape Town. So that shows the how we respect, or is it respect or disrespect ourselves on the 16th of December. Whichever way you look at it, whichever way you look at it, you will not be wrong. That's all I can say. Gardening with Betty K is in the house. Good evening. What did I miss? You missed me. I was so angry, but now I've calmed down. Oh yeah, in front of me I have, my fave, my second favorite actually, yogurt. I think I'm stress eating as well. But no, you did not miss much. You didn't miss anything at all. It's just that I apologize that I'm late. I was supposed to have been live at 9, but my lights just came back after a 4-hour load shedding, where I was load shedded from 10 to 2, and then I was given lights for 3.5 hours, and then I was switched off again for 4 hours. Hence, I started now, and then I was asking all of you to wake up. Just wake up, give me company, try to calm me down, guys, because I really am upset about this load shedding thing. I almost said something that is out of character. I usually don't. I'm not a person who curse a lot. In fact, I don't curse. But when you hear me curse, you must know, hey, shubi, when you ever hear me throw a profanic word, I'm really, really upset. So Cecilia is laughing. I'm just, yeah, it is what it is. Kind of the same this side. Did they end up restoring your electricity? Because I know it was gone for days. That battery we're talking about, as a matter of fact, in my budget, I'm going for it. Now that we are being loaded for 4 hours, Monday, me and Builders Warehouse. I think I'm going to buy the smaller version, not that big one, because I live in an apartment and I'm trying to look for space. I don't think there is one. So I'm just going to go for the smaller version. I think it's like 4,000 Rand. Is it 4,000 did I see on your video? Yeah, please send me those pictures, Betty K. You WhatsApp them to me, and then I will see which one I saw from your video. All right, please, I beg. Shoo, shoo. Exactly. Shubik Shubil, I'm telling you. In here, hey, the Zulu wants to like out, but I just realized that we don't want to be typical now. Imagine me. Let me tell you a story. So in high school, so I was the first black boy because I went to an all boys high school, primary school and high school. No, let me correct that. In primary school, I went to a co-ed, but late primary school, then I went to all boys. So in both, I was like the only chocolate chip amongst vanilla. And so towards my late high school, the high school, I don't know what had happened. I think the school advertised on a provincial newspaper, but it was specific about where these new students should be located, because they don't want a student to come from far away and then they come to school late. Because late coming was not tolerated. They had zero tolerance for late coming. I know this because when I was in the prefect body, we made sure that every boy at 7:30 in the morning were inside the school. There were 600 of us. Was it 600? No, 550 of us. Each and every one of us, the 550 was already inside the schoolyard, and the gates are locked. So once the gates are locked, then you are considered as a late comer. So if you're 1 second late after 7, you are a late comer. You get a citation that you go to the front office, it gets stamped. You have to give it to your parents to sign. If you get a second citation, then a letter is written to your parents for an interview. They basically tell them on this day and this time you are coming for an interview. Basically, they want to know why your child has been late twice in a semester. So you were only allowed once to be late, and you were also allowed one absenteeism. If it's 2, parents are called. If it's 3, you are expelled automatically, just like that, for late coming. For late coming. So after the interview with your parents and you are late again, they just write an expulsion letter, and then you're going to have to find a new school. So as my people started trickling in, there were some boys. There was this boy who came from, I don't want to say where he came from, but I think he came from a government school to our school. And our school was old, was almost 100 years old at the time. And not even one window was broken. Everything that was in the school was exactly the same in year 2000 when I was there. So this boy is like, yo, not even one broken window here. And he takes a stone. Can you believe it? He takes a stone and he throws it at the window. And now you can imagine windows that have not been changed or touched, because our school also had like poison ivy growing against the wall. So if the garden people, the garden staff, they would trim around the windows, and it looked so cute from outside. It looked so picturesque. Our school front, because that's where the poison, even at the back, the poison ivy was growing against the wall. So, and now the windows, the cleaning staff were told that when they clean them, they need to be very, very careful because they are fragile. So this boy throws. I have never seen anything so savage in my life before. I was like, what? And that whole thing just like fell apart into the ground. Now, where it fell in front, there is a fountain. Now, the fountain had fish in them. Like, I think we had close to 200 fish in there, like different colors. Some were white, some were gold, some were orange, and all these sort of colors. And it was a fountain. So all that glass fell in. Some of the fish were cut. That boy caused so much damage. So of course he had to be disciplined. And then when he was being disciplined, I happened to be the prefect who had to sit in his disciplinary commission together with his parents. And then there was also the principal, the psychologist, as well as the social worker, so that the hearing will be fair. What do you call it? The hearing should be fair. And so later on, during break, after during the DC, one of my teacher comes to me and says, "Hey, Cletus, what tribe are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Zulu." It was like, No, you're not Zulu. I'm like, yeah, both my parents are Zulus. My grandparents are Zulus. Their parents are also Zulu. So that makes me 100% Zulu. Like, you don't look like a Zulu. I'm like, how exactly does a Zulu look like? It's like, I'm like, no, I don't. Please educate me. So now the poor teacher who was white, now he felt pushed against the wall as though I'm accusing him of being a racist. But at the same time, even me, I was having these because I don't at all. The two people that behave very, very typically Zulu is my older brother. That guy, like he's ready, he's ready. If he doesn't understand something, yeah, that's him. Me, the opposite. So even I myself, I'll be like, that's what I was trying to find out. Not that I was saying or implying that he's being a racist or anything like that. But anyways, the story is that he was like, Zulu? I'm like, yeah, 100%. He's like, but he's just like, okay, you know what? Never mind. So I knew that he was feeling bad. And so later on, I went to him like, no, 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 I'm not accusing you of anything. As a matter of fact, you're not the only one. Even black people say the same thing. They'll say, no, no, there's no way that I'm Zulu. So there's nothing negative that you had done or said. It's just that the way I was brought up at home as well, my mom was not the type of mom who would say, go and stay with your uncles in the rural areas. Usually when you go there, you are taught uh, the stick. I don't know if you know the stick thing. I mean, they would just finish me. So there will be this stick fight thing that you will learn. Basically, you learn the techniques of amabuto. Basically, amabuto is basically the Zulu King's soldiers or army, which I think they are handpicked or something like that. So I don't know what the process is exactly, but you go to the uncles in the rural, and then you'll be taught to be a Zulu man or like a Zulu. Like it is um, a passage of some sort. You will have to learn how to do the stick thing, herding cattle, herding goats, herding sheep, because these different animals behave differently. So you also need to learn how they behave and how you can strategize in making sure that when you take them out, they come back as that number. If it's five, five come back home. Also, teaching them how to bring themselves home if you are sleeping. Some cows, I learned that they know that, okay, when the sun is there, it's time to start moving towards home. That's because the herdman had taught them those things. So my mom was like, no child of mine is going to go there. But my brother forcefully went there. That's why when he came back, he said, was a little, and he's still a little to this very day. He's a businessman, and then I always wonder, how does he behave around the round tables with people in suit and ties? It beats me all the time. But I've never been that typical one, and then I think many people also kind of like forgive me because of the fact that I was exposed to different cultures, particularly the white side of things. So they thought, Lorna J Coconut, don't mind him. Because when there is traditional do's at home, I'm terrified to slaughter, because the boys of the home where the traditional do is being done, it's our responsibility to slaughter. But I couldn't. The last time I did it, I did not. I stopped eating meat because I thought, oh my goodness, I saw this this thing. And no, 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 I couldn't. To this very day, I couldn't even slaughter a chicken to save my life. Back when I started working, I would hire the boys in the neighborhood to come and do it, but not in my presence. I would go to work. I'll give them like 50 rand to do it. So no, I'm not typical at all. So that was a little short story about that when I say the Zulu in me wants to come out, you must laugh. You might just laugh, okay? Because no, he ain't coming out at all. Cecilia says, I had 10 hours load shedding today with intervals of 4 hours. 2 hours and 4 hours. Yet we are supposed to have stage 6 load shedding. How it gets to 10 hours? Somebody needs to answer those questions. Somebody really need to answer those questions because I think we're also going through the same schedule. It's that in the morning I was not paying attention. I think I was not paying attention. This has been going on for a while. Lindy Sue, hi. Sanbonani, Ti Shobo Tami, hi. Daily. See, I can read Siswati because it's Zulu, okay? Mini Zulu. Oh, yeah. Um, Bobius, hello. Is it? Did I pronounce that correctly, Bobius? Hello. Are you married? No, I'm not. No, I'm not married. Okay, ignore me. Bye. No, I'm not ignoring you at all. I was just telling a story because I am going through the comment section. So don't feel like I'm ignoring your comments. So if I get to your comment, I will read it out. So I'm not ignoring you at all. So that's why I'm asking: did I pronounce your name correctly, Bobius or Babius or Wife for Life? No, I'm not married at all. And please don't feel ignored. I will get to your comment when you made a comment. Sorry about that. Yeah, guys, what's going on? How was your December 16th? Really, I really want to know. Were you guys safe? You did not do anything that jeopardized your health, life, your family, your money. What's happening? I want to know. Other than that, I don't want to make this live too long because it is late. It's now 11:08 p.m. So if there's nothing else to say, it's okay to end it right here. Oh yeah, Betty, I did get the WhatsApp. I just saw the notification come through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I need to check out those batteries. Because if this is how we are going to go about things, I think it's not going to work in my favor if I don't have those power supply. Yes, it's going to cost a lot of money, but I am also tempted to go for your size one. Very, very tempted, but I don't have space. That's the thing. And I know they have wheels to move about when I'm cleaning, but at the same time, I'm like, it's huge. It's just big. And it will scare me to look at electronics just, running about the house. I think the more wires are buried within the walls, the better for me because they're not going to give me that anxiety, not at all. Becky says, well, I hate that. Well, they just want to lie when they go, well, I went shopping with the boys. Oh, so what did you get them? It's not that big. Oh, it looked kind of big in the video. I think it's like, okay, I'll check when I get to Builder's Warehouse. I'm not even sure where Builder's Warehouse is around here or anywhere for that matter. The only one that is close to me is what you call it again? The yellow one. Is it Builder? No, that's not. Is that Builders? The yellow one. What is it called again? Maybe it is Builders. I can't remember because it's on the other side of me, just behind me. That one. So I'm not quite sure what it's called. I think maybe it is Builder's Warehouse or something like that. I will go to check them out. All the sizes. Monday it's me and it. I promise you, you will never again say buy battery. Every time when the lights go out, buy battery. And I would not be surprised this life just ends on my side because of load shedding. Imagine this will be the shortest time we've had with electricity on. But anyways, guys, I think this is it. Thank you for coming through. I just wanted to say hi. I'm angry. I'm angry at ESCOM. I'm angry at our government for what they are doing to us. Seriously, it's just boring. The December 16th was bonding session over the house chore with my children. Boring. Did you film content on that one? Because that's content right there. That's content right there. I noticed as well that recently I'm not getting notifications for your videos, Cecilia. I would get it now. I think I would get if you upload 3 videos, I would get it. If you upload a 4th video, I don't get it. I only see it maybe 2 days later when it's in my timeline, and I'm like, why I didn't get notification for this video? And then I will go into the notification shelf, and I'll be like, yep, they did not send it. But anyways, I did explain the whole thing, what YouTube is doing now, in order to give you, a content creator, the best service when it comes to views. That these are the people that are viewing your videos. I don't know why they considered me not viewing your videos, because I do watch all your videos. As a matter of fact, I watch everybody's videos every time I see the notification. So I don't know. I will unsubscribe and resubscribe again, and then click the bell notification. Let me see if that's not going to do the trick. If it does, then I'll let you know. If it doesn't, well, I guess I'll always see your videos on my timeline, and that's when I'll get to watch them. All right. Guys, anything else? Anything else? Or should we say goodnight? Can we say goodnight? Do this if you say good. I should say good night, or we just stare at each other. I don't have anything else to say except that today was horrible for me. As a content creator, it was a horrible day, and I'm sure for everyone else it was. We went to buy birds food, to distract them from your garden. That was a clever move. It's a garden clever move, I suppose, because you used to cry a lot about the birds eating your produce. So I'm sure this strategy works well. The poor boys, they went to buy bird food. Did you buy them anything like pre-Christmas presents or something? Because when I went out with my mom, it was war. It was war. Back in my day, there never was, the snake aisle. Like today, you can never go to Woolworths or anywhere else with a child because of the snake aisle. You know how they fill the snake aisle with sweets for the kids, and then towards the end, they fill it with adult material, like not X-rated, but like wedding magazines and gossip magazines and this magazine and that and that and that. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, especially their age, I never came back home without a toy to break and check what's inside and how it's working. That's what used to kill my mother, who used to kill me for it. That you made me waste money to bring it home to break it. I was curious. I was a curious child. I wanted to know why this operated the way it did. So yeah, you wouldn't take me anywhere. I'm telling you, anywhere. The moment I see that we are going into a taxi or in a car, I'm planning already. Like, how am I going to benefit out of this trip? Because I'm coming home with something. If it's not my mom who's going to buy it, it's going to be back in the day. Remember back in the day how like adults used to be so nice and so kind and so giving. The moment they saw a child cry, they would buy the child something. That was me. I always came back home with 2 or 3 or 4 toys. Sometimes not bought by my mom. Not even one of them bought by my mom. Sometimes to be a white person who would be like, hey, there you go. And I will go home and I have toys. I'm just letting you know that your kids are very nice. To go buy bird food and they come back with nothing for themselves. No, they're very, very nice. You must wait for grocery haul. Oh, okay, 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 okay. As a citizen, I have not shot any content. Thank you so much. It's reassuring to know you are watching. Yeah, no, I do watch. Pela, y'all are my tribe. You know, the real clan members. So there's no way that I will miss your content when you post them. Yes, I may not comment, but you must always know that Clancy is watched as well. I saw Walking with Awe. Yes, yes, there she is. Hello, everybody. Hello to you too. How are you doing? It's good to see you. For the past 10 minutes, I've been trying to close this live, but clearly we are going for the normal time. It's okay. I don't mind. I was just thinking for you that probably it's like 11, almost 11:20 p.m. Yeah, I don't know. Can be better. I'm always broke when I go shopping. These boys, nice, where no, they shouldn't be nice. The moment the parents take, they like hop in the car, let's go somewhere. What's in for me? That's the question I ask. But I will not ask that because you will tell me you broke. There's no way that somewhere in your purse you don't have 50 rand. There is no way that somewhere in your bank account you don't have at least 500 rand. I would refuse that. That is what's going to make me turn everything upside down in the store. Hey, Tony and Ree show, how are y'all? How's Las Vegas? Thank you so much for coming through. Hello, host and chat. How are you guys? It's so good to see you here. Oh, wow. I'm so blessed to see you guys here. Thank you. Thank you. How's Vegas? Yeah. Anyways, guys, you see, I'm getting like incredible people on my chats. These guys, I love their mukbangs. When I watch the videos, I'm like, this one is to be watched when I'm fasting. For some reason, I find cooking channel the most helpful when you are fasting or you are on a diet. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Whenever I'm doing, if I want to fast for 48 hours, I watch food content creation on YouTube. That's what I do. I watch mukbangs. I watch cooking and baking. And for some reason, my brain thinks that that's what I'm going to eat, and then I will not fall hungry. Is there science behind that? Somebody please let me know because I've always wanted to check why I feel that way. So Tony and Risho, guys, please do subscribe to their channel. They do mukbangs, very interesting mukbangs. Food that they eat there, mwah, the best, the best. So check them out. They are in where is Vegas is again? Nevada. Am I correct? The state of Nevada. So that is they are content creators on YouTube. Please do subscribe to them. By the way, everybody that is here on the chat, they also have YouTube channels. You guys can do your magic right there. So please do that. Yeah, Nevada. Yeah, definitely. Um, Keep doing what you guys are doing. I enjoy. I just became a silent viewer. I mean, of late. I think because I'm also focusing on other things as well with my Vlogmas, and just a month ago we were doing Vlogtober. So yeah, how have you been? I've been great. I've been great. I'm tired because I've started Vlogmas from the 1st of December to date. So I can't wait for the 25th because I'm going to rest on the 26th and then I will do 27th, 28th, and 29th videos. And then I will rest from the 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, probably all the way to about the 7th. And then we start all over again. So I wonder how you guys have been. How have you been? How are the kids? I see the channel is growing, and congratulations on that one. Congratulations on that one. That's a lot of work. It is. The editing part is the hardest. Filming is not that difficult. especially when you've outlined the things that you are going to do in a planner. So I have like a planner that, okay, this is how I'm going to start my vlog, and this is the body of the vlog, and this is how I conclude it. That one is not that much. Yes, there is a lot of work when you are shifting around. If you are filming in the house, shifting around the tripod and the ring lights, and then if it's cloudy outside, you have to find the perfect lighting that is going to help the ring lights, and like moving things again to a different angle, to a different room or something. It's a lot of work. Yes, I agree on that one. But for me, editing, it is where the kicker is really at, and it can be so annoying. And I don't have to tell you, we are content creators. We know that editing is tedious. So I think I'm also getting better with being faster. In the past, I would take hours and hours and hours. Now it takes me, if the vlog is an hour and a half, it takes me about 2 hours to chop it down. So if the vlog is about 45 to 50 minutes or an hour, it takes me about 45 minutes to edit, which I'm grateful that I've become faster, because I noticed when you do vlogs every day, you learn, there's a skill that you pick up, which is one of them is speed. So how you do things, it becomes very, very faster. And now it becomes, what do you call this? Exporting, which takes forever, as well as uploading, which also takes forever, because now YouTube processes your video. It's no longer like, oh, this video now is ready to be watched. It goes through a process where they're looking for all kinds of faults and all that stuff that YouTube community guidelines, the algorithm checks for, and then eventually it's uploaded. And then by that time, in my time, the side of my world, it's already midnight or after midnight, sometimes 2 in the morning. That's when the video is uploaded. Then I go to bed. So we are left now with how many days? A few days, 6 days, 6 days to the 25th. So yeah. How have you guys been? Please let me know. How have you been? Daniel Betty says, yeah, editing is not nice, but I'm flowing with that app. Ah, yeah, Vllo is amazing. I think VLO should sponsor my videos now, because I'm promoting them left, right, and center. I should write them an email and say, if you are getting South African customers, thank you, sponsor me. Nah, should I just say that? I think so. That editing tool is amazing. It's great for beginners. It doesn't have a watermark if you're using the free version. So if you don't want to see the watermark on your videos, use VLLO. Finance witnesses. Yesterday I was talking about you to, who was I talking about you to? Somebody. Oh, it was at the YouTube event on Wednesday. I was speaking to Offense Mwase, because he was interested in someone who knows stuff about SARS. And I was like, finance who knows this. I think he even searched you. Yeah, I think, yeah, he searched you in my presence and he found your channel. I don't know if he subscribed, but maybe he did. If you saw his, that's because of me. That's because I talked or spoke about you. All right. Which editing app do you use? VLLO. It's called VLLO. You can find it in your app store. VLLO. It has a free version. It's as good as the paid version. It's just the paid version has extra features, but it's not that much of them. Anyways, I think it's the music that they will release to you, as well as other editing features that you might want to include in your videos. They have those, and they now and again drop tutorials on new updates and things like that, because they also have a YouTube channel called VLLO. So yeah, it's VLLO. That's what I use. No, Sisa. Yeah, Ganil Betty, VLLO, yes, indeed. Walker High, no, sister, you went MIA. Yeah, I watch her videos. Yeah, we need to talk about your consistency though, because I see another YouTuber who does exactly the same thing as you. She is like, she's growing. She's growing. I think because the reason why she's growing is because she's consistent as well. So consistency, try your best to at least drop once a week or something, but you are dropping once a week. Maybe it's just I have not seen your latest videos, but I do agree I have not seen you for I think 2 weeks now or something like that. Yes, do so. Financial Gnosis says thank you. I'll try it out. Yeah, you can download it. Is it download? No, yeah, and then you'll see for yourself. It's great. It's great. Cecilia says, when are we getting another episode of Iron Bars? You are neglecting us at that side. Since my laptop was stolen, because that's where I write my scripts. I tried writing with my hand and I was like, my handwriting is terrible. I don't know if you've seen even myself, I can't read my own handwriting. My metric exam was marked by a handwriting specialist. I think they're called, uh, why are they called again? Yeah, they marked my exam, my metric exam paper. Even at university, it was marked by a specialist because it's terrible. So to answer your question, I'm getting a new laptop on Monday together with a battery for lights. So definitely, I am going to create true crime videos. I think when Vlogmas is finished, then I jump onto true crime videos. That's what I'm going to be doing throughout December, anyways. So I'll be back. I'll be back. It's just that I was held back because of my laptop being stolen. Daniel Betty says, offend someone say yes. Yeah, you and I were standing together when we were talking about that. Yes, yes, yes. So indeed. So I have a witness, Betty K. She will tell you that I did recommend no CISA, finance with no CISA. So yeah, indeed. Lol, I got lazy, but I'm back now. The algorithm is gonna hit you. Thank you so much for the shout out. No, it's cool. If you guys, please, we are going into 2023. Uh, please create videos about surviving January, please. I beg, because that information is needed now so that people can start preparing themselves financially so that they don't find themselves running to Mashonisa, selling some stuff to cash crusaders to get money for school fees or something like that. Please, please, I beg, do that video. Being consistent is hard sometimes. Trust me, we know, but you're a content creator and people are waiting for information. You started at that, so you must finish that. Kenny Ray Maximus, I caught you this time. Yes, you did. You almost didn't catch me because I was thinking, okay, I ran out of things to say. Let me close. But yeah, South African true crime will be awesome. I am doing South African true crime on the Iron Bars, by the way. So far, I've done one. I think it's a Zambian case because I was testing the ground, and then I saw that okay, people liked me talking true crime stories outside of South African true crime. But thus far, I've only covered South African true crime. So all the major cases from the 90s, I'm coming this way into the 2000s. So I'm just because the 90s was the most first years in South Africa while we were transitioning. People were also people, and so those videos I've done them. They're on my the Iron Bars YouTube channel. If you are interested, to go watch there. Sida says, okay, we are waiting patiently there by true crime. Definitely. There's one that I was going to do. Remember the rugby player who became a, yes, that case. I had researched it, filmed it, edited it, and it was waiting for Sunday because my laptop was stolen on Friday. That was the video that I was even proud of the way I did it. Nah, people, I people can people, I people. Katie Ray Maximus says the overseas guys say our beautiful country names are wrong. Yeah, the only one that tries his best, Adrian of Coffee House Crime, he makes an effort to pronounce our names correctly, and I've acknowledged him many a times. Like, thank you for trying. The other one that also tries is Brittany Vaughn when she does a South African true crime. She also does her best to pronounce our names correctly. Everyone else just apologizes. Okay, I understand because even I sometimes when I come across our names, will butcher, but I try my best to get as close as possible to the correct pronunciation. That way, you show effort rather than just butcher somebody's name and surname and like I don't care. At the end of the day, you're doing true crime, and then you are talking about a disaster that had happened to a family, and you are profiting out of it. The least that you can do is try your level best to pronounce the people's names correctly. So yeah, you're absolutely right on that one. I think there has been a discussion as well among South Africans to some true crime channels like, no, 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 guys, make an effort. You are profiting out of these people's story. So the least you can do is respect their names. So yes, indeed. Katie says, Caddy, I will go look. Of course, you should do the big Oscar one. Ooh, Caddy. You know, it's on my wall, that case, but I'm going to be hated. I'm going to be hated for this one because I have a different point of view. A a different point of view. And I've been trying my level best to postpone talking about Oscar Pistorius' case because of my views. But of course, there's been a determination by the court. So I will tell the story as per how it transpired in court to the verdict. So I have to respect the verdict at the end of the day, even though I have my own conspiracy theory. And yeah, I'm sorry about your laptop. I wish I could do some to help. I love Coffee House Crime. They try, but Adrian is cool. Adrian is awesome. He's top tier when it comes to true crime. I enjoy him very, very much. No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you for your kindness. It's okay. I'm fixing that one. I'm definitely fixing getting a new laptop, and then I'll be back on the Ironbars and dropping more videos. Obviously, I want to redo this one of the rugby player, and then Oscar one. The Oscar one, I really want to do it, but I'm because you know at the end I say my own opinion. Some cases I do make my own opinion, and my opinion I feel like it's going to get a lot of people very, very upset, and that's not my intentions. I hope people will understand that I too have an opinion. Okay, we live in the country of diversity, and I think as long as you are respectful, you will have people that support you. This is the internet. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so that I will get those that will understand my point of view or my perspective of the case. It's not intended to upset anybody. It's not intended as well to disrespect anyone for that matter. I think on that case, I will make a huge disclaimer, like a huge disclaimer. And I will also ask people to hear me with understanding, not with emotions. So that one is a huge case for me. It's huge because when I was at law school, there was a case that we did almost similar to Oscar Pistorius's one, even though it's not like exact. No, how do I put it? The principle behind it is similar, but the crime is not the same. I don't know if I'm making sense. This particular case took place in 1933. That's how old that case that I interlinked it with the Oscar Pistorius one. And so the verdict for the 1933 one was different from Oscar Pistorius's one. And I thought that the court was going to use that precedent to determine Oscar's fate. The only judge that did that was the first judge, Judge Masik. She used that 1933 case to make that determination, which got everybody's blood boiling, and then it was appealed, and then we are where we are today. But I do respect the court's decision 100%. Kelly says, I believe in you. You are making sense. Do they have documentation in South Africa for all cases? Wow, that's epic. Yeah, they do. They do law libraries. They have all kinds of law journals. They have different volumes and things like that. So when you are at law school, you will learn cases that took place in the early 1900s, 1800s, which sometimes they are used to determine a verdict in today's cases. They are called precedents. So it says, allow your opinion to be heard. It will encourage engagement on your video, which is good for your video and your channel. Indeed, indeed. I think that video, I'm not going to monetize it at all because, child, I'm not going to monetize that video. I'll switch off the monetization for that video so that I will not be accused of profiting out of an opinion that many people might actually. I don't know. Let me not predetermine people or preempt how it will turn out. I'm just concerned because this case was supposed to have filmed it and posted it on my channel in June because it's my on my roster. And every time I would write on top of it new cases to do, and I just can't bring myself up. But then I hear you guys. Thank you for the support. I would definitely probably after the rugby player one, I will close 2022 with the Oscar Pistorius one. I also want to do the story of the what's her name again? The girl that was murdered by a boyfriend in the Eastern Cape who was married. And I also want to do the law student one, the final law student that was murdered by a boyfriend, and put her in this community guidelines. And here I am going. Okay, the girl that was, by her boyfriend and threw her in the corner of a street in Eastern Cape. I also want to do that one. I also want to do the which one again that I want to do? Oh yeah, there are several cases that are on my mind that I'm going to do. Hi, Boltanta, monetize that video, please. Yeah, it's only the Ironbars that is monetized, not this one. And that one kind of makes me some nice cash as well. I was very surprised by the monetization of true crime. I was like, why? Can you imagine if I was like these huge American true crime channels? I would be earning in hundreds of thousands of rands. Believe you me. I was like, what? Kenny says, did you study law? Yes, I did at Wits University. That's so cool. Thank you for answering my questions. It is so sad that we have such stories in South Africa, but we need SA voices telling our stories. Yes, I don't mind other YouTubers from across the world that do South African true crime. But I feel it's also important that they get the information correctly. The pronunciations of our names are also very important to me, and obviously it's important to all of us as South Africans. So that is number one for me. Uyenene, please. Anyways, this move walk was or says, yeah, I want to request that Eastern Cape case. I was watching it from the Plug channel. Sad story. We live in a cruel world. Which story did she cover? I didn't see her thinking. I didn't click the bell notification on her channel. I'm only subscribed. The true crime community in South Africa is so hidden. I know we are there, but we're just a handful. But I can't find our channels. I don't know why. None of them gets ever recommended to me, even on the Ironbars, which is very sad for to be sad. So sometimes I forget that the only one that I know is quite active is what's her name again? Palis. Is it Palis? Yeah, I think it's Palis, the one that I see the most. She gets recommended to me. In fact, I'm subscribed to her, and I do get notifications for her cases. The other one that I also get notifications for is Nicole Claire. She also quite consistent as well. All the other ones I don't. Like, for example, the Plug channel. I don't get notifications from her. Caddy says you can just need to keep going. You have an authentic voice. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. You can make it, just stay consistent and make shorts of your videos that show your videos to bring people in. Make shorts and get on TikTok. Yes, I do use the feature to create shorts out of my long form videos. I tested them out first, and I'm still on the testing side of things because I want to see if the algorithm will pick them and promote those shorts to bring me new subscribers and audience. I don't know. I tried the TikTok. I tried TikTok, but I'm very inconsistent with TikTok. I think also TikTok is quite brutal as well, and I don't like arguing with people, and I also don't like to create videos answering to people's negative comments there. So I think that's one of the reasons why I thought, I buy TikTok. I think TikTok is hijacked by trolls, and I don't have energy for those. Honestly speaking, they're not I'm not the most smartest people either. So yeah. Mambo Kazi is in Gopos. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Mam Gopos is in the house. Hi guys, I just came across this live. What's up? This live came out of nowhere as well. Because of load shedding. My goodness, I was so upset in the beginning. You should have seen it. But how are you? How's Eastern Cape, and how is everything going? How's your December 16th as well? Celia says, Mr. What? This is where my Venek kind of takes off. You must also watch The Plug. It's a woman doing essay crime stories. Okay. No, I know that channel. It's just that I remember no. Oh, I know now. I did not subscribe as the Ironbars on her channel. I subscribed as this main channel. And because I think I didn't click the bell notification, and now the algorithm, I think, removed me from. But then no, I'll know that I will subscribe using the Ironbars. I will do that. Hello, Bako. Hi, Mom Goposi. You really remember Mom Gopos? That woman was my fave. Apparently, she hated that character, from what I hear. Hey, my CC. Yeah, apparently she hated that character. because people on the streets did not call her what was her name again? Ruth Ele, Ruth Ele, Ruth Ele. That was her name, and so she didn't like that at all. That's what I hear. I can imagine it was a very heavy character to play as a gossiper, like the township gossiper who knew everybody's business. But the way she did it was awesome. I loved it. Where are stories like that in South Africa, guys? You know, the 80s TV series, I feel like they were it. Today, it's like everybody that, okay, no, let me not. Let me not. This is people's livelihoods. No, let me not make that opinion. But I feel like the 80s TV dramas, they were the best. Kwakala Nyonini, the other ones as well, the Sutu ones, Tswana, the Baddies. I think I remember Unko Sheng, even though I didn't understand what they were saying, I would watch. Unko Sheng being beaten by his women. It was the best for me. Oh, it is a Western Cape post office murder case. The girl was Oinen. Oh, Adrian did that of coffee house crime. That case made me cry. But I didn't do it myself. It was done by him, and the way it was done, my goodness. Yes, I do cry, but when I tell the story, I'm done with the crying and all that. Some people ask me if these cases ever affect me negatively. I wouldn't say they affect me negatively, but they do touch me, especially how the crime was committed. I think the other one where I cried was the graveyard killers. That messed me up. The Hannah case as well messed me, not like messed me like mentally, but I'm talking emotionally. I cried when I was doing the research there. Uinene also did that when Adrian told it. I was like, whoa, that's a case I will do in the future. Uh, whew. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to pronounce her surname. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn. Not butchering her surname. I'm not going to butcher her surname. I'm going to do my best to learn how to pronounce it. I'll even watch news. What do you call this? News station. What do you call this? News channel reports just to catch how to pronounce her surname. That one I will do that case definitely. I will definitely do it. We need Apple's goodies, nice Vela PX, like for real now, like that I don't know. I don't want to say authentic because it will sound as though the current ones are not authentic. I just okay. Let me just say something. Not to offend anybody. I feel like the current ones are creative. They're too glossed out. Like they're very glossy. And I'm not saying that these stories shouldn't create influencers out of them, but the purpose looks as though they're creating influencers rather than, yeah, let me stop there. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Kelly says, are there channels on YouTube where people actually speak Zulu? Yes. Sutu, Xhosa, and the other beautiful languages. 80s TV were epic. I'm telling you, going up, amazing. It used to be very nice. Suburban Bliss killed me. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I remember all these. The reason why I remember them is because that's how amazing they used to be. They used to be amazing. So I watched with my Zulu mommy to try and learn Zulu. Yes, actually, the best way to learn an African language is to watch. I also learned English through watching Michael Knight. So remember the Knight Rider, the A Team, what else? That MacGyver. Yeah, I'm revealing my age. Yes. So yeah, no, there are YouTube channels where they speak Vanek only. There are lots of them, and they got more subscribers. Of course, they will get more subscribers because when you use your mother tongue on YouTube, you quickly grow on the channel. I mean, on the platform. Walking also says you got the nan. Excuse me, you got the nan right or the name right? Yeah, the name Uinen. Yeah, her name is Uinen. I got that one. It's quite easy to read. Carrie says, I found you in the comments of that video. People explained her name to me. Oh, is it? On Adrian? Is it on Adrian? Yeah, I think it was on Adrian because I remember somebody asked what does her name mean, and I did make a comment, but there's a difference. There's a different meaning from Xhosa to Zulu and vice versa. So I did see some people say, "No, you are wrong," and I'm like, as a Zulu, this is what it means. I was correct there. But if you are Xhosa or Swati on Ndebele, it may mean something different. So I try to explain. Okay, that's when the if things kind of died down. I think some people even deleted their comments when I said, yeah. For example, in Zulu, when I say Ndiniwe, it means I'm angry. In Xhosa, it means I'm tired. You know, those sort of differences. Mam Kopoza says, I want to get into crime as well, but we'll be doing it in Venice. That is such an awesome one. Yeah, do it in Veneg. That would be great. I would watch. Let me know when you open that channel. I want to watch. I want to watch. Yeah. Oh, but the research, the research, putting it together. I hope you're prepared. Even though you're going to be doing it in Veneg, please do prepare. Because the last thing you want when you tell these stories is to be inaccurate. Because I've had family members and friends that were related to the victim would come and say thank you for telling the story accurately. The friends as well would say, hey, thank you for telling the story. Yeah, so those sort of things you're going to get when you doing true crime. So you have to be very sensitive in telling the story, okay? Even if you are going to tell it in Xhosa, please keep it human. Make sure that the victim is remembered as a human being who was unfortunately violated by a monster. Okay. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Okay. Well, thank you. Working with us. Cecilia says, Bako, that will be great. Please do so. Yeah, I agree. Please do so. I've never come across a true crime being told in Vanek. Mam Koboze, you have a lovely voice. Yeah, I agree. She does. I could listen to her the whole day. Mam Koboze says, Kenny Ray Maximus, my channel is Xhosa. Yeah, it is in Isikosa. Carrie Suburban Bliss was legendary. Remember? Oh my god. I loved it. If I watched it the previous night, I think it was repeated the following day, I would still watch. That's how funny it used to be. It used to be funny. I don't know. I think it's just you and I who know Suburban Bliss because I don't see anyone else commenting about it. Says, I agree with you. Working with all, Baka's voice is mesmerizing. I'm telling you, she's got. I could listen to her the whole day. Mom comes says thanks for working with all. Work with all. Sila says, Carrie, it don't remind us of Suburban Bliss. Loved it. Okay, that's a third person now. Let's keep revealing our ages. Yeah, let's reveal. Kenny Ray Maxwell says yes on Coffee House Crime. Crime, and it was me that asked what her name meant. Oh, yeah, okay, because I felt she was special. Her name needed to be explained. She was a beautiful woman. Yeah, she was. Imagine some stupid post office man. That case made me so angry. So angry. I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't. Like, how do you do that? I hope he's rotting in jail. Gardening with Betty K, I can hear Marco's voice. Yo. Kenny says, Celia, I love your name. The song of Suburban Bliss is stuck. Same goes with me. Same goes with me. I can hear it in my head. I can hear it in my head. My composer says, thanks, Clancy's advice taken. I'll make sure I research. I look up to Mr. Bolin. Yeah, I also love Mr. Bolin, even though sometimes it talks about stories that are scary. Ugh. I only watch when he talk scary stuff in on TikTok because the story is quite short. But then if it's in like a long form video, I have nightmares because I can. For me, if you tell me a story or when I'm reading, and when you tell me a story, it plays in my head. I create the scenery in my head, and the faces I create them. I think that's why I love reading so much because I can get lost in my own world through somebody else's words. So with Bolin as well, Mr. Bolin as well, when he tells these stories, there was the one that he told about uh, a cave where people were dying or something like that. I was in there. I saw it. I think it happened somewhere in Mexico or something. I was in my head, and then I had nightmares after that because I watched the long form video of that. It was fascinating. His cases, the stories that he tell, they are so engaging. Mom Kobe says, "Hi, gardening with Betty K. Ndine drama K." You would not be a Xhosa girl if you did not have drama. Let's start there. It's like I can never be Zulu without bomb, 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 bomb. What did I just do? Ah, 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 ah. But I love your channel. Both your channels actually amazing. Um, thanks, Katie. Katie. I take it the reason why you call yourself Katie is because you love cats, right? Please, I think so. Gary, I love you. Who do you love me? I love you too, my friend. You know. Okay, I know you turned to somebody else. Kelly says Mr. Bowen had a South African story a few weeks ago. Yeah, I saw that one. Last week, one of our hospitals that had weirdness, but oof, butchered the name. He did. Yeah, he did. I did watch that. Bomb. Bye. You know what I meant, right? Oh, it's Katie, like Katy Perry. And I'm calling you Katie. Okay, Katy Perry. Okay, Katie. Okay, I get it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Mom Kopose about a hospital at Katie. I watched it already. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't even know that. I was like, what? In South Africa? That sounds like us. I watched that, but it was a TikTok version because, like I said, the long form ones, they get a little bit scary. I tell you. um, Mamko says Cindy or was Sindel. Oh, Cindy was. I think as well when they told the story of Sandy, the one that what's her name? Uh, Come on, that famous case. I did it as well. So whenever they pronounce his name again, Adrian was the one that was able to pronounce his name perfectly, Sandile. So I think you meant Sunday. There was, yeah, no. Sometimes I do understand that they did not, they don't live here. They did not go to school here, and I appreciate when they make an effort. Where I have an issue is when you don't make an effort. The least that you could do is watch a newspaper clip and hear the name being said several times, and then when you do your videos, then you know how to pronounce the name. Because the same goes with me when I did the Zambian cases. I had my own stuff in my head, but I had to go watch the Zambian newspaper clips to hear how to pronounce the surname, number one. I was calling something else, but they were saying Miloni. And then I was like, oh, okay, it's called Miloni, the Miloni brothers. I was saying something else. And then when I was listening to their news, they were saying Miloni brothers. So, but their names were very Italian, though. They had very Italian names, but even the surname itself, Miloni, sounds very Italian to me. Or maybe I don't know. Work with all says, guys, who is going to relate the feedback on the woman who gave birth to 10 kids that was six? It was false. Weird story, that one. I remember the story, but I felt that we were being made fools of. And usually when I feel that way, it's like with reality TV. I don't like something that is not going to challenge my brain. And 10 kids, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I would have also appreciated to hear that some of the children that were born, they were also, what is the correct word? When you don't fully grow, deformed, because obviously with so many kids in one space, there will be those that will be deformed. How many came out deformed? How many uh, probably lived for a couple of days and then they passed away? So for me, I've known from the word go, according to me, when I was rubbing my IQs together, like, this is a lie. That was my conclusion. This is a lie. And by the time it came out in the news that it was a false story, I was like, duh. The one that just I could not understand how a man who went to medical school for so many years comes and confirms that his hospital actually had a patient like that and gave birth to 10 kids, and then turned out that he lied and there were no consequences for that. So I don't think that's a story worth for me to tell, because it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. And then it was not classified as a crime. I don't know whatever happened to that lady, and everyone else involved. I'm not quite sure. It's just stupid story, to be honest. Yeah, guys, I think we almost at 1 hour 30 minutes. It's after midnight. I think maybe it's appropriate to say good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate you guys so much. Wako all says, I think it was true and think they were trafficked. The feedback was strange. What? You think so? I don't. I really, really don't. Logically speaking, the fact that you are saying there were strange feedback, it tells that somebody was trying to cover up the lie, because we know Umponomponyan, they happened. They were real. They were the first Simon's twins we've had. We've watched their growth. Um, uh, you know, we've watched what other story that was famous for like a strange phenomena when a kid is born, you know. Why aren't we following their lives? They should be how old now? 2 years? Where they birthday celebrations. But this traffic story part, that should be your clue that this story was false. They buried it, and now they're coming up with something that you don't have to ask for feedback about their birthday, how they are growing, how the parents are taking care of them, things of that nature. Why don't they have like an Instagram page? You telling me you have 10 kids and you don't want to profit out of that by opening an Instagram account? You know that little girl there too, the 2 year old who can read, who can do math. Come on, you have 10 of them. Why aren't you documenting their lives? Let us follow this miracle. Why now they coming up with stories that they were trafficked and no, in South Africa? Wow. That's why I feel like it's a false story. I still stand by that until somebody proves me wrong, and I dare somebody to prove me wrong. Katie says, "Thank you for staying. For staying, it was fun. No, I always have fun when I'm here. I noticed that every time I write my points down, then I never get to speak about them at all because I have a wonderful audience who take over, and then we end up talking real stuff, stuff that matter. You know, like name, like when you pronounce names, that is very important to me. That when you call somebody, do it the correct way. Try your level best. The other day, I was trying to pronounce a YouTuber's surname, and I bit my tongue. So I apologized in the video that, you know what, I'm trying to pronounce. Now, whenever I try to use the side, because you have to use the whole tongue to make a pronunciation. Now, every time I tried, the saw will stand in the way between the my teeth, and then I kept biting over it. And I was like, you know what? Let me apologize. It's important that I pronounce the surname correctly. What we, or actually, it was a lie. Maybe one day I will be able to share more. Oh, so you know this background story of this? Because to me, it was an actual lie indeed. Katie says, rest well. Thank you for the chat. You just look at how Optimum, is it Optimum or Optimum, got promoted and used the kids to monetize. Yes, yes, absolutely. People monetize. If you look at the what's her name again? Uh, Mama Mama June. Remember Mama June? How she became a multimillionaire through her daughter? Mm-hmm. Monetize. If you have 10 kids, I would monetize. And yeah, monetize. Get sponsors and brand deals and people donating. And then on top, they have a YouTube channel and an Instagram page and TikTok. Yay, I'll do it all. So that is why I feel like no, why we've been kept in the dark in the ways. Well, please, Celia, there was a whole press report about the story. Yeah, there was indeed. And when I read the story, I was still like, no, no, I'm sorry. No, you're lying. Yes, I watched the press statement with Dr. Mpo, dear, with IOL. Yeah, I also did the same thing. And you could tell that he was lying. You could tell that he was lying. He was lying through his teeth, you know? Katie says, Octomom, she had 8 babies. There was so much drama. I want to research the story now. Why wasn't it on the SABC News? Something smells weird. Hmm. Something does. You know, these when children are involved, I'm not comfortable for kids to be displayed. But I know that people, when they see something like that, they want to show it off. So that's why I'm saying why we're not seeing that. because this is a monetary opportunity. I don't know. Gunning with Betty K says, good morning, good night, everyone. Yeah, let me also close. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Uh, Please, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. Good night. Let's see each other again on Tuesday. That's my next live. I think that's we are building up to Christmas now. Let me get back to Vlogmas tomorrow. That will be episode 18. All right. Good night, guys. Love you. Mwah. Bye.